Today, I'd like to talk about the value of an investment banker in the sale of a privately owned company. For the owner of that company, likely the founder, this is going to be the most important business decision of their life, likely resulting in the largest financial transaction of their life as well. When I talk to a business owner, and I'm talking about the opportunity to market and sell his company, many times the owner comes back and he says, "John, why should I sell now when things are going so well?" Well, the reality is that's the best time. That's the opportunity to get the maximum value, the best deal terms, and so forth. And so I tell them this: in order to maximize your return, you want to think about four things. One is the performance of your business currently. Two is the prospects looking forward for your company. Third is your management team is intact. And the fourth is your health is still good. You let one of these change, and unfortunately, I've experienced all four of those with business owners. The value of your company can decrease substantially over time. So what does a successful process look like, and what does the investment banker bring to the table in accomplishing this for you? Well, it sometimes is the process of finding the right buyer. Sometimes it's the price. Those are very important. But the real value comes in managing the process, because for companies in this sector of the market, there are going to always be surprises in going through due diligence for the buyer. So what's likely to happen in a typical situation is the buyer is going to retain a third-party accounting firm to come in and perform a quality of earnings report. This is a very forensic look at your financial results, far more so than an annual audit would be. Secondly, they could likely bring in environmental experts. So let's say you have a manufacturing facility that you own or even rent. Well, it would be very typical for an environmental study to be required by the buyer. The buyer could also bring in experts in employee benefits and in insurance and in other things that they're going to want to know about your business. All of these things are going on at the same time. There's a lot of issues that will come out of this process. Managing that process and resolving the issues are really critical to a successful closing. You'd also want to have a very highly qualified law firm, experienced in merger and acquisition transactions. Many times I visit with a business owner and he tells me, "John, I've got a great lawyer. I've known him for years. Our families vacation together. And we play golf every Saturday afternoon." And he tells me that he does these transactions all the time. And my answer is always the same. I'm sure he's a great guy, and there's a role for him to play in this transaction. But you need a really qualified law firm that has all the disciplines in the areas I've just described to you. And the value here at the end is that when the transaction closes, it stays closed. And it doesn't give the buyer the ability to come back 6 months later and say, "Hey, I didn't know about this particular issue. Give me some of the money back." It's really in your best interest to get the best qualified advice you can get from an investment banking firm and a qualified law firm to get the result you deserve from your years of ownership of your company. Thanks a lot.